Okay. Now, so let's just make a few comments about this. First, I'd like you to make some comments about it, and then I'll make some observations. But go ahead and what did you think about the whole thing?
It's really, really easy to get ahead of yourself, and like as soon as you make one decision, you can have like 4 or 5 different decisions pop up in your head. And then if you pick one that seems like it could be right, then you think about the 3 or 4 possibilities that can happen after that, and it gets too overwhelming, and you lose sight of the decision making, like making the right decisions.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's a good one. That's a big part of it. And drawing it out helped quite a bit.
Yep. Yeah.
So those are the 2 big ones. I mean, all in all, just when doing the decision making process, thinking about all the possibilities is also like whether they're right or wrong. At least put them down so that you understand why they are wrong versus why they are the right choices. Mm-hmm. I think that's also very valuable.
Yeah, and in fact, by the way, at one stage in the middle there, in fact, it was exactly at this stage right here. Mm-hmm. Do you remember what you said?
I do not.
What you said was, okay, it's legal, but it doesn't seem like progress.
Yeah. Oh, yes, I do.
Right?
Yes.
That's what you said. You said, it doesn't seem like progress because you brought more people back to the bank that you're trying to leave.
Yes.
So you originally got 4 people on the left and 2 on the right, and then suddenly you changed it so now you got 4 on the right and 2 on the left. And you said to yourself, that doesn't seem like progress. Mm-hmm. But was it progress?
It was.
It was.
It was because of the boat.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So in other words, by forcing yourself to think of all the possibilities, even the ones that you would have rejected, intuitively you said to yourself, oh, that's not progress, it's the opposite of what I'm trying to do. You would have rejected that possibility.
Oh, easily.
And yet, by being methodical, you actually were successful.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So that's great. Well, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now, I've got another observation that I think is equally important or more important, which is, did you notice Scott's attitude toward this process? And that's something that is extremely important, which is, are you enjoying this or is it torture? And I think you sort of enjoyed it. I mean, you were looking at things, you were looking at possibilities. It wasn't always clear what was happening, but you had a positive attitude toward it. And to me, that's extremely important because if you feel that exploring ideas that may not work is torture, you're not going to do it. You're going to say, oh, I don't want to think about this, and therefore I'm not going to think. But if you have the attitude, well, it's sort of fun, I'll explore this, I'll explore that idea, may work, may not, but let's go ahead and see what happens. Then it is empowering, because then you actually do it. And in this case, you lead to this wonderful solution of this rather challenging puzzle. So it's sort of fun to do it.
Not being afraid to draw the wrong answer. Uh-huh. That changes it. That makes it a lot easier to walk through the thought process when you're not afraid to at least write it down. If it's wrong or right, it doesn't matter. Because it's easy as Xing it out once you find out it doesn't work. Uh-huh. So that helped in making it more empowering than painful.
Excellent. Well, we don't want pain.
No,
we do not want pain. Very good. Well, so I thought this was a wonderful illustration of a strategy of thinking, in this case, about a puzzle. Now, so the lessons that we've learned are, first of all, to just go ahead and try things. Actually, making attempts is one, maybe the most important strategies of all, is to just do it. To actually get in there and work on it and find out what the actual issue is and what can be done and explore all the different kinds of consequences. So that's maybe the most important strategy of all, just to do it. The other strategies were being methodical, systematic, exploring possibilities, even those that may not appear at first to be productive, but actually making sure that you're exploring all the possibilities. That was an important step.
Yep.
Keeping track by, in this case, drawing a picture to make it really realistic so that you could keep track of everything. That was very, very important and useful. So there are lots of techniques that were illustrated in this little puzzle, and they're techniques that you can use in many different challenges that may confront you in your lifetime. So this was an excellent example, and Scott, thank you for joining in the fun.
You're very welcome.
Good.